When you look through scripture, you'll find out that there is no record of where God started something and abandoned it halfway through. If He has not done that before, He will certainly not do it in your life. The deliverance of the Israelites in their journey into the Promised Land is proof that God always completes whatever He started. The children of Israel were in bondage and were afflicted by their taskmasters, and God promised to deliver them. This promise seemed as though it was impossible, because at every attempt they made to leave the land of Egypt, Pharaoh would not let them go. Rather, he would increase their affliction by making them labor harder. What the Israelites experienced then was far from the comfort God promised them. They were losing faith, but God will not stop until He fulfills what He plans to do. God did several signs and wonders and finally slayed all the firstborns of man and beast in the land of Egypt, which led to Pharaoh letting go of the Israelites. God has promised you divine health, yet you're swallowing pills night and day, injections here and there, and it seems like you would never be free from that sickness. I tell you, God is not a man, so He does not lie. He is not a human, so He does not change His mind. He has never spoken and failed to do that which He said. He has never promised and not carried it through. If He promised you divine health, trust me, He's working on it and will perfect your health in due time. The night Israel was delivered from the land of Egypt was a memorable one for every Israelite. At that moment, Pharaoh asked the Israelites to leave his kingdom. Imagine the joy in the heart of the Israelites that they are finally delivered from slavery, only for them to leave Egypt to be faced with a Red Sea and Pharaoh with his chariot behind them. They were between the devil and the deep blue sea. What a transition from joy to fear. They almost regret leaving Egypt. But God, who does not leave His work half done, showed up again. He parted the Red Sea and destroyed Pharaoh with his armies. God saw the Israelites through their journey in the wilderness and provided and cared for them till He brought them into the Promised Land. Whatever God has started in your life, be rest assured that He will perfect it. Though it might not look like it now, He will surely fulfill it. God is known as the Alpha and the Omega, which means the beginning and the end, the first and the last. The way God sees things is very different from how man sees things. The Bible teaches that His thoughts are not the same as man's, and His ways are higher than ours. God sees the end of a thing right from its inception. God is a faithful God. He's completely trustworthy and perfectly faithful. Because God is faithful, you can always rely on and trust in Him. He'll never start something and not finish it. You are required to have faith in God, believing that what He started in your life, He will bring to perfection. God has promised in His Word that He will never leave you nor forsake you. He will never forsake the good work He started in your life. The good work He started in your life is God's purpose for you, which will undoubtedly be fulfilled. You are God's best work of art, His masterpiece. He will not begin things in your life and stop halfway through. He has great plans for you that will become your reality. Whatever the Lord has planned in your life, it will come to pass. Whatever blessing has to come to your life will surely come to pass. Nothing or no one can stop it from happening. God will go above and beyond what you expect or can imagine to see to it that He completes all that He has started in your life. He does not mind shaking the heavens and earth, moving mountains that might be obstacles, bringing people into your life, or taking people away from your life just to perfect all that concerns you. It does not matter the obstacles you've been faced with or how long you've waited for God to perfect His good works in your life. I encourage you to be confident that God, who began a good work in you, will bring it to completion. God will finish what He started in your life. God's promise for you, as seen in our opening text, is that He will bring to perfection every ongoing work. God is telling you not to worry or be perplexed. Whatever He has begun in you, He will carry it till the end. In a marathon race, you would see how the participants do their best possible to complete the race or marathon, even when they're tired and not able to complete it. Even if it takes a long time, they will complete it. They will ensure that they get to the finish line. The same applies to God. He will not stop until He perfects His work. God is always with you. His plans for you cannot be thwarted. The record of God's faithfulness is found in your life and everything around you. His perfection is seen all over His creatures. Nothing He created ever failed or will ever fail. God is too faithful to fail you. He's too committed to your life to start something and not finish it. God works with people who have faith in Him. When you trust Him, He never fails to fulfill His promises to you. You need to have confidence in God at all times. For all the things He has assured you, you need to completely trust Him to accomplish it. Do not trust in yourself, but put your trust in the one who started the work. If you must doubt any other thing, there's this one thing you must always trust God for. He will perfect whatever He started in your life. God begins things with the end in mind, and even when He looks at your life, He does not see doom or an uncompleted project, but rather He sees beauty and perfection. His ability to see the vision of the end from the beginning is a good reason to trust Him that He will never leave you stranded halfway. Take a moment to look at your life and see the things God has put in place there. God will not make provision for the things He did commission you to do. For every assignment that He gives you, He supplies all that you need for it to be completed. God will surely finish every house whose foundation He laid. It becomes consoling and empowering for you to know that if you're passionately pursuing His purpose, He will commit Himself completely to fulfilling His purpose in you. No matter how things appear, horrible conditions, hateful people, and torturous situations notwithstanding, God will never abandon what He's lovingly and painstakingly invested in you, and He will ultimately bring what He started into perfection. If God has started a work in your life, do not go elsewhere seeking help to complete it. Wait on God. Trust Him, and all that He has started will be completed in no time. Perfection requires patience throughout the process. Enjoy the process which God is taking you through on the journey to perfection. There's no rush with God. At the right and perfect time, He will bring to fulfillment all that He started in your life. Keep your gaze fixed on God. Have unwavering faith in Him, and with patience, follow through the process. God is at His end, working everything out for your good. Remember, delay is never denial. Delay in the perfection of the work God has started in you does not translate to denial of perfection. You are God's own, and He will never leave you unfulfilled.